Morning, guys. Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. The rejection year after year. It's becoming a lot, isn't it? If you've just found out about the news that Xabi Alonso has rejected Liverpool, he will be staying at Leverkusen until his contract ends now in 2025. And he will not be coming to Liverpool. He probably will be going to Real Madrid in 2025. So smash that like button, get your comments in. How are you feeling right now? Happy, sad, confused, angry, frustrated, let down, understandable. Let me know in the comments. Let's make this a safe space. Let's make this a place where we can all have a big chat in the comments and see how we feel about this. So just to kind of update you, and it's almost too incredible to think that last night I was out with a mate for a birthday, right? So with one's a Man United fan, there's a Tottenham fan, Arsenal fan, all Londoners that I went to school with. And my mate Jacob, shout out to him, he said, "Do you reckon Alonso's going to come?" And I said, 50 quid he does. I'm 90% sure. Shook his hand. Before I'd even finished my pint of Guinness, obviously, the news broke that he will not be going to Liverpool. I had to pay him 50 quid there and then, like a sausage. But it's not just me. You guys at home, Klopp himself, we've all been under the assumption, whether we've been right or wrong, obviously we are wrong, that Xabi Alonso would be joining Liverpool at the end of the season. Now, there's loads of ways to look at this, but first of all, let me give you the actual words from the horse's mouth. This is minutes old, this news from Xabi Alonso, these quotes, I should say. Now, again, the news broke around about 10:30 last night, around about 10 o'clock. And this morning, Xabi Alonso has been speaking to the German press. He says, "I had a good meeting with Bayer Leverkusen, and I informed them that I will stay and continue at the club. After a lot of talks about my future, I used the break to reflect and make my decision. This is the place to be for me. I'm not going to comment about Liverpool or Bayern Munich. These are big clubs and I have strong links with them, but I'm in the place where I want to be. It's not time to decide my future now. I want to develop at Bayer Leverkusen." Now, I tweeted this morning saying I feel, and again, probably an emotional reaction, but I feel like Xabi has half bottled it in terms of, will he get this opportunity to manage a European giant like Liverpool again? The answer is probably he will. Now, for him to commit and decide to develop, as he says, and be loyal and stick with Leverkusen, on paper, can you blame him? Top of the league, going to go into the Champions League next year for sure. Unbeaten, way clear of Bayern Munich. So there's a train of thought that says, well, that's why I never understood the Bayern Munich links, because why would you go from here to here in this season anyway? So listen, for him to reject Bayern Munich and Liverpool at this stage, I guess having thought about it, makes sense for him. Because again, there's too many managers that jump ship too early. There's too many managers that maybe get above their station and move to a club when they're quite not ready. You look at Graham Potter, for example, what's happened to him now. So after reflecting, after kind of sleeping on it, if you like, I actually respect him even more than I did before. I respect him even more because he's stayed true. He's been loyal. He's not been led astray by the big teams. He understands that, listen, when the time's ready, the time's ready. But now, if I'm honest, it looks like we've gone from, in my head anyway, and Liverpool fans, the pundits, the manager's spoken about him, players have spoken about him. I mean, we were fooled into thinking that this was almost a done thing. But when you look at the quotes that he's come out with today, again, you have to respect it. But in my opinion, and Liverpool fans' opinion, we've gone from choice number 1 to potentially choice number 3 overnight. I mean, I'm not being funny. If we go in for a Ruben Almiron, the Sporting Lisbon manager, then I don't see how a job will be available for Alonso if his contract ends in 2025. Now, where do we go from here? What is the logical pathway now for Liverpool to choose? Do you go bang, we're going to invest in a new young upcoming manager. I mean, again, my choice still would have been Alonso, but Ruben doing great things at Lisbon. He plays a 3-2, a kind of a 3-4-2-1. And again, similarities between his style and Alonso's, but he's now the main front runner for the job. So do you give it to him? But then if Alonso is available in a year's time, do you give it to him? I've heard people want player managers situations. I've heard people say give it to Gerrard for a year. I've heard people say give it to Van Dijk and let him be the player manager. I've heard Klopp might stay for another year. It's all a load of rubbish, obviously, because I don't think any of those things will happen. But now, what do we do as fans? Well, we have to get behind the club. The club know best. Michael Edwards, maybe this is his first power play since coming in. Listen, there's no doubt in my mind that Michael Edwards and Xabi Alonso have spoken. There's no doubt about that at all. But now it's, well, we can't just sit here and feel sorry for ourselves. The news is broken. We've now got to go and find another target. And that's how life is in general. If your girlfriend leaves you, you've got to go and find a new one. Don't just sit there feeling sorry for yourself for months. So listen, man, that news was a killer. It kind of ruined my night. I had to slip out, do a bit of an Irish exit last night. So I was just confused and frustrated. But now I've seen the quotes. Now I've understood his reasoning. It's clear to see that he's taking his time as well to make this decision, which again, I respect. But Xabi Alonso looks like he's going to be staying at Leverkusen. And then who knows? He goes to Real Madrid next year when Ancelotti leaves. And we have to kind of move our focus totally to someone else now. So listen, Liverpool is bigger than any name. It's bigger than any player. It's bigger than any commercial deal. It's bigger than any manager. But at the same time, I think it's going to take us a day or two as a fan base to move on. Listen, if all chips are now down on Ruben, all chips are now down on Ruben. But I think as Liverpool fans, and you can agree with me or disagree with me in the comments, that's what the comments are there for, we're going to feel heartbroken because, again, we thought, maybe wrongly, but we thought that this would end nicely for us. Now, I also understand that this is a decision that Liverpool have been made aware of for some time. So just before the Alonso news broke, the Ruben news broke as well, that now he's the front runner. And I can't lie, I'm getting absolutely cooked. Even Matisse, he'll be going to Madrid in 2025. And your club is set not the be all and end all. Well, there you go. My tweet's gone a bit viral for saying how I think he's half bottled it for not coming. But guys, I mean, the translation of what he said really is I'm waiting for Carlo Ancelotti to leave, and then I'm going to go to Madrid with Jude Bellingham and win it all. And at that point, I can't. I mean, he could. You can manage Real Madrid and then go back and manage Liverpool. It is a step up. I know that. It's the only team in the world that I can say with chest that it's a step up from. But I don't know. Do you go to Madrid? Does it work out? Does it not work out? And then do we still want him? I think we move on from him now. Totally. I don't think there is a time. And again, you never know the future. Football's one of those mind-boggling sports where anything could happen at any point down the line. So you never know. But in my opinion, if you stay at Leverkusen and then you go to Madrid, we've got to move on. We can't sit around and wait like a wife waiting for her husband to come back from the war. Got to move on. So he's rejected us, guys. Let me know in the comments once again how you feel about that. At the same time, let me know who is it now that you want. Who is it who is the number one target on your list, the short list, the very short list of potential new Liverpool managers? Jurgen Klopp, 10 games. And don't forget, 10 games left. And don't forget, we could still end up playing Leverkusen in the final of the Europa League in Dublin. And if he beats us in that, if we get there and if they get there, then that would just, I mean, oh, Jesus, I can't even bear to think about that. I really can't. So, listen, guys, it's not the first time we've been rejected, so we can go again, as it were. But I'm really down about that. I can't lie. I was especially last night, but again, after reflecting, seeing his quotes this morning, you kind of just have to say, well, what can you do? He's decided to stay. So What route do we go down now? Is it Ruben? Is it another manager? Is it a player manager? I mean, Christ knows. Is it Nagelsmann? Is it De Zerbi? Is it Flick? Is it Gerard? I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I will cry. So let me know wherever you are watching from in the world, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's London, whether it's Timbuktu, India, Brazil, Australia, and you're a red right now. Come on. The comments is a safe space, right? We can talk here and we can be open and we can be delusional if we want. I mean, a lot of people think I am, for tweeting what I tweeted. And let me just go through some of the replies, by the way, of my tweet. If you don't follow me on Twitter, please go and do so. We've got at the Kop TV 1 and then my own name on Twitter. I reacted to the Fabrizio tweet and I said, I think Xabi has half bottled it. Might never get this chance again now. I had my heart set on him, if I'm honest. He's too experienced for the Liverpool job, needs to learn his trade and then make the move. He's a puppy in managerial terms. He's going to Madrid after another year at Leverkusen. Watch him go to Madrid in a year's time. He's already got his heart set on Madrid when Ancelotti sets down. Definitely hasn't bottled anything, showing he's got a good head on his shoulders. Can't blame him. These are all separate replies, by the way. Shout out Ellis Platten, man like Away Days, who says, shocking for a manager to want to carry on his amazing work and see how far he can take a project, isn't it? So shout out to him getting involved on Twitter. A lot of people telling me to cope. He's bottled it. He can go to Madrid. Pretty sensible. And then Raul, of course, whenever Real Madrid are involved, he gets involved, doesn't he? Honestly, I'd like to see him at Liverpool a few years sooner than Madrid. It might be too soon to replace Ancelotti. Are you surprised? When he was a player, he did that to us, and people wonder why they're surprised. I just hope LFC never, ever look at him again, no matter what. Got Man City fans laughing at me. He's nurturing his career carefully. AGT is a cool guy. But this is very much a Liverpool response when they don't get their own way. Hold that, you silly sausage. I'm not going to go online now and say, bring me Ruben. That's who I've wanted all along. I'll be honest. I've fallen for the trap, hook, line and sinker. When Klopp was talking about him in the press conference, when the pundits, the journos, the ex-players have been hyping him up as this amazing new manager that we're going to get, I had my heart set on him. But again, it's not the first time we've been rejected for the club and myself, I'll be honest. So we move on. We move on. We have to. What else are we going to do? So we look at the list now. Is it Nagelsmann? Is it De Zerbi? Is it Ruben? I think they're the top three names now, if I'm really honest. So it doesn't get any easier supporting Liverpool. But what we have to do now is make sure that we absolutely show no mercy and get behind Klopp and the boys and make sure that this is a season to remember. And make sure that hopefully next season is not a season to forget. So again, we need everything. We need everyone behind the team now. We almost need to, if anything, let me ask you this question to finish up. If anything, are you happy that we know now and we can just find our next manager now? 29th of March, there's still potentially two full months still to play for Liverpool if we go all the way. Is this a good thing to happen to Liverpool? Is this a good timed or well-timed statement that we can all just move on from? Obviously, we're all upset that we're not going to get Alonso now, but in a way, is it good to hear that now as opposed to maybe at the end of May and then you're really scrambling? And I think Liverpool would have moved on quickly from this this news. I think they've obviously spoken to him in the last 2 weeks during the international break. And Alonso himself has just said in that statement that I've had some time to think about it. So listen, I think it could work out to be a good thing for us in terms of understanding that that's not who we're going to get. And now we move on and try and go for someone else. So listen, horrible, lost money, lost faith in getting Alonso. So anyway, stay tuned to the channel. We've got some really cool stuff coming up, including a match preview with Brighton fan Ben. But if you're reeling from the news, if you are sad, angry, frustrated, like I said, jump down below into the comments and make sure you smash that like button. And again, whatever news that comes out of Liverpool in terms of a new manager, in terms of new players, etc., of course, we'll have it for you on the Kop TV because that's what we do. We love to provide the news and entertainment for you all around the world. And then me and Doyle will be doing a video for you straight after the Brighton game on Sunday as well. And then it's straight back into DR on Monday, where I'm sure I'm going to get cooked again, because I've been saying to how many people that we're getting Alonso. So I'm expecting a few screenshots of what I've been saying to pop up. But it's not just me. I can't be the only one that thought we were getting Alonso. Let me know how you're feeling below. Smash that like button and make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV,
The voice of football's
most famous dads. Come on.